Broadcast live from the front lines of the Grimlit Dark. It is the official 7th Circle podcast, the Circlecast. Hello, I'm Ray Dooku, the Back Alley Red Mage.
Cheers from the crowd. I'm Nick Els. That's all you need to know is my name is Nick Els, and I am your leader.
Are you my leader? I'm Sassy Minx. Unfortunately, married to Nick Els.
Both in game and soon in real life.
Awesome. A new patch came out, 4.5, but before we get to that, Els, do you got any fun ideas for some Circle stuff coming out?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Got a lot of ideas. One of them, I want to bring back Monday Mayhem. Remember that weekly event we used to do a couple years back? Holy shit, it has been. But I want to bring that back. We just need the people to do so. I want to bring back weekly events. I myself have just been extremely busy with school. I'm about to get my bachelor's degree. I haven't been on at all lately, even with the patch that hit, because I have about a 30 to 45 page paper to do, and it needs to be done before the end of February. I can probably knock it out next week, but that's where I have been, and that's why we haven't been doing a lot of events. I know we started. We hit a high note once we got Katma back to the 7th Circle with the in-game marriage between the leader of Katma and 7th Circle, which is Sassy Minx and myself. So we had a huge influx of members, and so we turned that event into a server event, and it was, in my mind, it was successful. There wasn't a lot of people that showed up. There was a lot of people that showed up to the wedding, but not the after party at the FC house. But then we had an idea to do a Halloween event, and the Halloween event was, in my mind, very, very successful. We had a lot of people come by. Sassy created the haunted mansion, the haunted maze up on the second level of the mansion all by herself. Everybody loved that. And we had the events going in. It was similar to the Monday Mayhem event. We had everybody group up in teams and go attack Tamtara Deepcroft hard mode. So that was really successful. People liked that a lot. I can tell people were having fun with that. So that got me wanting to do events again. My main thing is to get the server to remember who we are. From 2015, we were the most active FC on the server, and I want to get back to that. Obviously, it's a slow crawl, but we're doing really good with Katma coming back in the events that we're holding. So after the next couple weeks, after my degree has slowed down, I'll have a lot more time to dedicate to the game, to the FC in general. And one of the things, like I said, is Monday Mayhem. I want to do this podcast at least once a month to do like a state of the FC or state of the game address. And we're also throwing around other ideas with Fuko and Sassy, the other two main officers of the FC. So if anybody out there has ideas that they want to throw around, please let me know via Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or Discord.
All right, sounds good. Anything you'd like to add, Sassy?
Not so much. I mean, I had a lot of fun making that maze. Took a lot of my time and my resources, but no. I could tell people were having fun, although some people got very lost and then just ran right through the whole thing. You're like, damn. But it is nice to be one large FC again. I know we were just two separate little islands for the longest time, and glad to be back.
There's a couple of other things I want to add about the FC. I'm just looking at my notes. I took some notes before beginning here. The preserve rank. I have a preserve rank. People at 550 days, if they choose not to get kicked out of the FC, at 550 days, I kick them out. I'm going to lower that to 500. Because even though we have a lot of members, we get at the most 15 signed in at the time, and 15 out of 50 isn't ideal in my mind. I want to get at least 50% of active roster going. We are going to start recruiting for the expansion. Like I said, after my degree and everything settles down, I want to get raid focused in our recruitment for the expansion. I want to do it just like we were in Coil, where we had teams. So we need to ramp up expansion for that, or recruitment for that, because I want to have a team A, team B, team C, just like we did during the Coil times. That was a lot of fun. So I just wanted to throw that out there too. Yeah.
Cool. If you need a red mage. But anyway, so with all the some circle stuff done, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about this new patch, starting with the main story quest. This is going to be spoiler free, so enjoy, folks that are listening. I will put a disclaimer. Might be sometimes accidentally something might leak out, so just a little warning, but we're going to try to stay clear of spoilers for the most part. So, that main story quest story.
I enjoyed it. There's a lot of cutscenes. Enjoyed seeing certain characters.
You mean your husband knows?
Yes. A lot of them.
You have Emmerich and the other guy in the same room together at one point. It's not really a spoiler, so don't worry about that.
Yeah,
it's not a spoiler. It's just not.
Yeah.
You're supposed to keep it spoiler free. It's not a spoiler.
It was in the trailer. Anything that was in the trailer, we'll say, is past the expiration date for being spoiled.
I'm really looking forward to how they wrap it up in the next. It's coming out in a month, right? Then the 4.5, the second half of it.
2 months. It's not out until March.
2 months.
Okay, so I'm really looking forward to that. I need my waifu to wake up. She's I won't say which one, but she's chilling, dreaming that sweet dream.
Dreaming of you, most likely.
Having nightmares.
Yeah, well, the only problem with talking about the main story quest, especially this one, is that it's just talking about any of it pretty much spoils it.
Well, the good thing is nothing serious happens in this first part of 4.5. Not that I can recall. There's a meeting that takes place, which I won't go into discussion about, but nothing like real serious. You know what I mean? Like, there's no major deaths, there's no twists and turns, stuff like that. Nothing that we've already known from previous patch, anyway.
No arm chopping.
No arm chopping, no chalice dropping because she didn't check the drink for.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? It's pretty much, you can't talk about it. Though I do have to give Square Enix props for their trailer, because it's, if you think you figured stuff out from the trailer, you did not.
That's one thing people have. Like, I remember the trailer when they first introduced. Who's the guy with the samurai swords? The Garlean general.
Xenos?
Xenos. Yeah, when they first introduced Xeno, there was a cutscene in the trailer where he was slicing the Shtola down, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, it's a spoiler! They killed the Shtola!" Like, no, you fucking idiots! It's a trailer. Like, they're not gonna do that in the game. It's called misdirection. Everybody's all pissed off. So Square Enix is they have a great this uncanny ability to misdirect people, which is amazing.
Please look forward to all of our many misdirections.
Pretty much. All right, so now I know Sassy Nichols. Did you see this little secret mission they put in that wasn't mentioned in the patch notes at all?
No.
Secret mission. You know what? It's probably something I did do, but
Yeah, it's nothing huge. They've done it before, but generally has to do with how the Saltery is doing.
No, I have not done that mission yet.
oh, I have to check it out. Right now, I'm unlocking Seiryu, however you pronounce it. Haven't been able to do that, but I'll have to check that out right away.
Cool. Yeah, it's you can get the quest. This isn't really spoilers since, like I said, it's not in the patch notes at all. So unless you saw it, you wouldn't know about it. It's to get that one, you've had to do the other secret quest that's come out since I think there was just last patch they had one like that. But you had to do that one, and then this one is actually located in the front of the Rising Stones, the bar area, or like the front for the Rising Stones. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh, as soon as I unlock Seiryu, I'm gonna go check that out.
Yeah, it's nothing crazy, but you do get one of those items that you can turn in for a grade 6 non-combat materia. So
I know there was the secret, the bacon bread mission.
oh no, not that. No, we don't talk about that.
Why?
Just it was obnoxious.
But my money's.
Oh, dude, you should have hit up Sassy. She's in like making so much money off people buying those bacon breads. Maybe
Yeah.
we should have put that in the FC. Like, hey, Sassy, don't spend $30,000. I'll have to remember that for next patch. Oh shit. Sorry.
But yeah, so folks should check that out. It's like I said, you get a free like gather or crafting level 6 materia out of it. So if nothing else. But moving on, Oban Monastery, however you say that. Now I know Sassy hasn't done it, so again, we'll keep spoilers to a minimum. Nichols, did you do it yet?
You can call me Nick.
Okay, Nick.
I have done it. I did the full run. It took me 3 days to do it because the cutscenes leading up to it takes so long. And then I couldn't. It was too late for me because I know the stories have been pretty bad. People have been taking like 2 to 3 hours to do it because of how difficult it is, and it's still brand new. So the first day, not the first day of the patch, but the second day of the patch, I got on like, all right, I just did all the cutscenes, and it was like 8:30 at night, and I had to go work the next day. I'm like, I'm not gonna jump in the monastery. So the next day, I went ahead and jumped in the monastery, and then the next day, I finished the story out. So it's like, it took me 3 days to do it because I couldn't. Yeah, because I didn't wait till the weekend, so I did it through the week after I got home from work. But I like it a lot. I like the fights. They're a lot more fun. There's one boss fight that's pretty much Ozma 2.0. The voice acting, the English voice acting, is phenomenal in this one. It's really really good, and a familiar character from 12 comes back. If you were watching the fan fest and you're familiar with the tease, that was my dog. That's on my lap that you just heard. But we see her, which is nice, and she teases that she may return later. So it's pretty obvious that they will because of the FanFest teasing that Yoshi P did. But all in all, I really like it. I like the whole Orban Monastery story.
Yeah, the story was really superb, and it's I think easily the best out of the 3 of the Return to Ivalice 24 mans. Yeah, it's like you can't really talk too much about it, but yeah, it's really excellent. I think actually the voice acting for the most part for the whole patch has really been really good. I know one character note, Alice A, has been the voice actress for her has really been hitting it out of the park.
Yeah, they have been getting a lot better.
Time to replace them.
I take voice acting lessons, so there's one thing I noticed, and you can even notice in like Family Guy or Simpsons, as the seasons go on and as they do get more into the character, you can tell that they're getting more comfortable. Like the guy who plays, oh my god, who's your other husband though? Long haired guy. I'm yelling at Sassy across the. Yeah, Thancred. The voice actor for Thancred, he's getting a lot better. You can tell he's really like fitting into his role. He's getting more comfortable with it. Conversational, I guess you can say, instead of like forcing an English, a bad English accent. I think actually these are English voice actors, right? Most of them.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, like you said, really good voice acting, and a lot of the mechanics for the fights are, very original. They all bring something, especially the third boss. They all bring something new to the table.
Which seems to be like every patch. Sometimes we get new mechanics, especially in 24-mans. There's unique mechanics to them. I haven't personally done the new raid, so I can't speak much, but yeah, it's going to be nice to see how much we can fail at it.
Yep. So let's see. So other than that, and I think it wrapped up nicely. It was a really nice ending. Almost like if you ever played Tactics, it kind of feels like you got a little bit more of an ending on the end there for that.
I played Tactics a little bit. Tactics and 12, aren't they in the same universe?
Yes, I believe in the actual like Final Fantasy proper, they are part of the same world. I think Tactics is in the far future from 12, where in Final Fantasy 14, the Tactics like cities and stuff came way before the 12 stuff did, because Rabanastor's like there now.
I did not know 12 was past. The past of Tactics. I had no idea. I played because my first Final Fantasy game was 7, and being used to the turn-based combat when I first picked up Tactics, it was soon after 7, so it was like I couldn't get used to the battle tactics. So I never played all of it. I know there's probably a lot of people that, if I say that, they'll want to put my head on the pipe.
Yeah, no, it's no. I actually had I knew they were part of the same world, but at the time when 12 first came out, I didn't know it was going to be. It was like simultaneous and just like another part of the world. But I found out later that Tactics actually takes place far after 12 does. That is why. And you know what? This is a spoiler for Tactics, so cover your ears. But it's like a 15-year-old game, so bite me. The last place you fight is the airship graveyard, because there's no airships there, where in 12 there's airships everywhere.
But there's a character in 12 that makes an appearance here in the Orban Monastery.
Yes, but sorry, go ahead.
And from what I understand, aren't those characters, the race of that person, don't they live several hundred years at a time? So is it possible that 14 is a way future after Tactics?
No, the guy, both Yoshi P and the guy that's did the story for the raid, who's also the guy that made Ivalice, they both said that no, this is a separate story, separate universe for what's in 14.
Okay, cool. I still like how they kind of tease, like if they're related or not. Like there's a minion, the Mithra minion, if you read the item help text of it, yeah, they tease about the Mithra being the ancient ancestors of the Mikot. So it's always fun to think about.
Yeah. This case though, they flat out said that no connection other than just alternate universe, but yeah, enjoyable. Highly recommend it. If you haven't ran it yet, do it. Sassy.
It's on the list before the week is over.
Cool. All right. And then actually now, Sassy, have you done did the Four Lords quest this patch yet?
I have. I've done the story part of it, and I've done Savage or Extreme. Sorry,
Okay, so this time, Nick, I know you haven't done it, so now it's Sassy's turn to talk about this part. What did you think of Seru?
Not what I guess I imagine the fourth lord being. Although I mean, it has to be some sort of serpent. So I actually enjoyed it. Yeah, didn't know how they were gonna make this one character fit in with the other three that we already have. So um, he has drive, he has motivation.
And what of the fight itself? Don't really do too many extremes these days. So I've only done the story difficulty. What do you think of the mechanics of the fight?
Mechanics of Extreme, I really liked it. It was the closest primal I can think of extreme wise is Sephiroth. So I really love the mechanics. There's a lot of movement, so I'm sorry casters or anybody who needs to stay still. There's a lot of movement in this fight. Um, it's very visual too. Like we encompass the entire arena. Like there's always something happening, so it's not too difficult. A lot of people have cleared it day one. There's a lot of people on farm already, so I mean it's difficult, but not too difficult.
All right, sounds good. Might have to try. Yeah, like I said, the story mode difficulty was pretty easy. It was a fun fight though, and doesn't have like little the mini game mechanic that like I can't say his name. Bio Help me out here. The white tiger guy.
Biyako.
Yes, and then the other one, they had those little side games. Like they had the one that had like the bullet hell thing, and then you had the DDR. This one doesn't have that, and I like the fact because it doesn't make the fight drag on.
Yeah, and that's the one. That's the one thing. Every fight has a transition, but this one there's like not that little mini game, so it's not like it'll have to happen this way. So I mean, it was nice to do those mini games. I enjoyed them, but when you do them for the millionth time, you're just like, eh.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, maybe they can. Actually, I personally think they should change them up a bit so they're would fit into it, but make them gold saucer fates or gates.
Head into the story mode. I mean, here Bonnie the locks right now. This is where that secret mission is. Right?
The secret mission should be like I said, it should be in Mordona, right in the restaurant that's in front of the Rising Stones.
That's right. I don't know why the hell I thought. The locks.
So that's where the actual saltery is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to go out to the Sultry, although I should. I haven't gone out there yet, and they've been like putting new conversations in every patch, so I got to do that yet. See if anything's changed.
Oh, you like that too, huh? Do you talk to every NPC every time something changes?
Pretty much, yeah.
Dude, there was this game of them I was playing. Still playing actually. Tokyo Xanadu. It's by Nihon Falcom. In all of their games, there's so much dialogue. I'm like 80 hours in, and I just finished the game, but I still have like 7 other characters to get their ending. I could YouTube it, but I'm at the end, so I can replay it. But every time something changes in the story, every NPC has different dialogue, and they keep track of it, so you can get rewards every time you finish the backstory of an NPC. If you've never heard of them, look up Nihon Falcom. They make the Legends of Heroes series, and it is called Tokyo Xanadu. They also make the East series, Wise.
Oh yeah, I know the Ys series. I played that back when they put Ys 3 on the Super Nintendo. But yeah, that leads us to kind of the miscellaneous stuff. Gold Saucer, Mahjong.
Yep, we have Mahjong now. We can sit there in the gold saucer and play Mahjong all day.
I haven't touched that stuff. What is Air Force One? Have you done it yet?
I personally haven't done that gate yet, but from what it looks like, you're in the little, what's called Air Force One, little like fighter pilot plane, and it looks like you just go and collect stuff through a pre-made track.
Yeah, it's. Do you remember the roller coaster game from Final Fantasy VII?
Roller coaster game from the Gold Saucer.
Yeah. It's like you actually do have to go through it once when you're on the date with whoever you're on a date with.
The roller coaster, or was it the Ferris wheel?
It was a roller coaster.
Oh my god, I can't recall it. Hold on.
It's like you ride the roller coaster on the track and you shot lasers at targets and stuff.
Okay, yeah. Alright, I'm watching a YouTube video of it and I remember it now. Oh my god, I was so long.
Basically, sounds like what we did at Six Flags, except that one of us couldn't see anything.
So this is what Air Force One is, basically?
Yes, but about 3 times as slow because you got to make it easy for folks. So I was a little disappointed that it wasn't a bit faster, or at least have a bit of it that was faster. But yeah, it's that's what it is basically.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. I haven't touched Mahjong either. In the game, I mean.
Yeah, I actually played it enough that I know how to basically play Mahjong. But
I remember playing Mahjong. One of my computers I got a long time ago had Mahjong built into it. It was a lot of fun. I liked it.
yeah, the main thing, if anybody does want to try it out, the main thing you want to learn is just how to make a winning hand. Worry about like all the extra things you can do to get extra points at the end. The main thing is that you want 4 melds, which is either a straight of 3, basically the same suit of a sequence, so like 2, 3, 4, like a straight basically of 3 tiles, or the 3 exact same tiles, and you want 4 batches of those and a pair, and that's how you win a hand. You can worry about everything else later. But yeah, basically that's how I had to end up learning it, because I tried learning like all the rules, and there are like 100 different ways to earn extra points at the end, like at the end of a hand. I'm like, you know what? How do I just win a hand? What do I do to do that? and then from there on, I kind of learned how to like steal discards from other people, when I can do that. And the game does an okay job. They do put like recommended moves, like a recommended move for you. The only downside I've heard from people that know how to play Mahjong that I've heard talk about it is that the AI does tend to want you to go for big hands as opposed to just winning the hand. So, yeah, what I did basically is once I got the basics down, I just started picking what tile to discard at the end of my turn. And then looking over to the recommended one and trying to think of, okay, why is it recommending that? Am I missing something? And it's kind of a good way to learn how to play.
I just ran across some RMT. Central Thanorline leveling up. 2 black mages. They're warping between 3 locations, killing star marmots.
We must protect the star marmots.
Darn RMTs, making things go extinct.
Curious what happens if I kill everything.
And then, other than that, there's a new collectible person, the pighead guy in Idleshire.
Oh yeah, I ran across him. I just haven't talked to him yet. That is like stuff that's part of my Monday before reset stuff.
Yeah, so yeah, folks, don't forget about him. It's another way to get your crafting and gathering gear in order before the expansion. I'm just glad they did something with the guy. He's got that golden pig head on him, and he's kind of like he stands out. It's kind of a shame I'm glad they're doing something with him, because it was kind of a shame that he didn't do anything except be a normal NPC.
Yeah, it's nice to see that they use some unique models for NPCs, and he actually has a function now.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's pretty much all that's in the new patch right now, though we do get something in a few days. Anybody want to talk about that?
Ah, is it something blue?
Yes, and it's something that's old as well.
Blue Mage. I remember I was at FanFest this year, me and Sassy were, when they announced Blue Mage. Actually, they did it in a really cool manner. They had the president of Square Enix come out, the actual president of Square Enix, in a blue cape. Nobody knew what the hell they were trying to do, what he was trying to hint at. But then they played it, and it says Blue Mage right away. All I remember was jumping up and going, ah! Being excited, because I'm like, oh my god. And then they started going into how unique it is. It's not a party job. That's interesting. I'm still looking forward to it, though.
I'm looking forward to it because I haven't played a lot of Final Fantasy games, so I know a lot of classes, and seeing that this is not a party class, that's fine by me. It's something unique, something for people to do in their downtime. It looks like with the Mass Carnival, kind of feels like gotta catch them all. Gotta get all these moves now.
Yeah, actually, as soon as I saw the President of Square Enix come out, I'm like, because I'm been playing Final Fantasy since I was like 7, so I played every one of them. And I saw that, I'm like, oh, they're doing Blue Mage. They're doing Blue Mage. That's the old school 5 outfit. And sure enough, but do you like the retro outfit, or would you have preferred the more like the turban and the Middle Eastern style garb that the later interpretations of Blue Mage had?
From Autogon, I really like the Autogon from Final Fantasy XI, the Autogon expansion. I'm not a huge fan of that mage, the mask, and the tail flap thing. I don't like that.
Little tailcoat?
Yeah, no, I hate the tailcoats. And I feel like I'm supposed to sit down and whatever. I'm supposed to sit down and play a piano every time I put that on. Like my character's gonna bust out a keyboard or something. No, I prefer the turban from Autogon, that look. The dual wielding swords. I know it's mage, but I mean, red mage has a sword. Give blue mage 2 swords. That would be cool.
I liked the outfit, so I'm like on the opposite side of the spectrum. I'm like, I liked it. It looked cool. He's got swagger. Walks in super confident too.
Yeah, and if you don't like this interpretation, fortunately, they still got the one. They basically got the later Blue Mage outfit as glamour gear, so just glamour over it with that, and there you go, Blue Mage. Now the sword is a problem, unfortunately, but yeah, I liked it. That's my opinion.
I'm not against it. Just would have preferred dual wielding swords like in 11. I'm a huge 11 freak, nostalgic. I played it for like 7 years, like 12 hours a day. All my life, just nothing but Final Fantasy 11. So yeah.
I played it myself back in the day. I think I only was able to handle it for about 3 years, though. The grind got to me. I started when it first came out, and oof.
Oh, it was even worse then. It was before WoW. I mean, that came out before WoW, so
Yeah, it was like the last generation of like EverQuest style MMOs.
I come from the era of WoW. I can't really speak.
well, no, because they still had the same effect. Like you couldn't. There was no duty finder in WoW, in vanilla WoW, right? You had to actually go to the dungeons, just like 11. You had to go to the. There were no dungeons first of all in 11. You had to find people, put up party finders, looking for group. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. WoW vanilla was the same thing.
It was a little bit worse. You had to go to either Ironforge for Alliance or Orgrimmar for the Horde and actually just keep going, hey, looking for group, looking for group. And then everybody had to go run all the way out there.
Oh, yeah.
There was no party finder or duty finder.
We had airships in 11, but they were 15-minute wait for them to arrive, and then a 15-minute ride once you got on them. So it was 30-minute.
Still faster than walking.
Yeah, from city to city. And you didn't have, well, you had your own chocobos, but in order to have your own whistle, there was a massive amount of quests you had to go through, and it cost a lot of money to keep your whistle charged.
Yeah,
So it was just, yeah.
and before that was in Not Ugan. Before then, you didn't get personal chocobos. You walked, or you took. There were the set paths that you could hire out a chocobo for, but they wouldn't go to like the main capital cities. It would take you out to the last border town of the country you're in, and then you would have to walk into the next country and then get to that town on the border there, and then take that chocobo ride thing to the main capital.
Definitely, it was. I don't want to go on a whole rant about 11, but I honestly miss that. I do miss the 30-minute airship and boat rides because it gave us a lot of opportunity to get to know our members in the AFC, and there was a lot of many things you could do on the boats, like fishing. There, that's I don't want to go on a rant, but I kind of miss that stuff.
Yeah, it's nostalgic, but I don't want it in 14.
No, keep 14 how it is. Go ahead and just keep 14 how it is.
But and speaking of 14 again, I know we got the new Eureka that's going to come out in about a month. I personally haven't even gotten past Pagos yet because it is the land of the ice and snow, where the grind is long. It's horrible.
That's farther than us. Was it like 2 days ago? I just went into Eureka for like maybe the third time ever. Only did Eureka for like maybe the first week. Went in there once or twice. Challenge logs, though, for somebody who wants to catch up in Eureka, those challenge logs, they'll catch you up. And so a couple of our FC members are trying to power level people through. So doing challenge logs, because we can't progress through into Pagos and stuff without doing the first Eureka and Animus, I think.
Yeah, I was lucky. I managed to get into Animus on the ground floor, so I managed to do the NM train all the way to 20. But yeah, with Pagos, I started I think a week after it started, and I spent an hour in there, and then I left, never to return until yesterday, because it was just no. No, this is Volcrum Dunes hunting mayflies and goblins all over again.
Yeah, 100 XP each kill, and you have a million XP to get. Yeah.
It's like farming boars.
So hypocritical. I talk about how I miss all that stuff. But then Eureka came out. I'm like, yeah, fuck this.
Yeah.
It's true.
To be fair though, I was deeply within. Right, I was just starting at WGU, getting my degree, and so I had I knew I only had 6 months, so I was deep within my getting my bachelor's, and I had just started my new job, so there was a lot going on. I couldn't really dedicate any time.
Yeah. I was just like, when it first came out, I'm like, I hope you Final Fantasy 11 fans are happy that your wish came true off that cursed monkey paw of yours.
Right? Like, for me, I had never played 11. I've watched a little bit of Nick play Dynamis, so I kind of got the gist of how Final Fantasy 11 was, and I'm just like, oh, okay, that's cool. I get to experience it. Well, by the time we got into Eureka, it was like a week or so after Eureka came out, we were already behind, and there was just like no way for us to catch up. There were some lower level people we could band together with, but we missed the NM train.
Yeah.
Trying to even get to some of these places when you're at level 5 and there's a level 20 up, yeah, you're gonna die a lot. There's just no way.
Yeah, it kind of makes me scratch my head about, it's like, why did they invest so much time and sources into something that's, after the expansion comes out especially, is going to be kind of almost impossible to do for, like, a person going into it. It's like, I wouldn't mind it so much if it was just straight up the relic weapon and armor, but you got story there, too, and I want to see the story, but,
That's the unfortunate thing about 14, and especially all the newer MMOs that are coming out. How everything is easy mode, basically. There's no real motivation to do it because it's all going to be 6 months. They're just going to implement something that you can just go finish it in a day. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be worthless. And 11, if you got the riddle from that Dragon H&M, you were good for years at a time. Like, gear was good for years at a time, and in these new MMOs, gear is good for months at a time. So to go through all of that is just kind of demoralizing a little bit.
True. Yeah, I'm just thinking about people that want to get the relic just for the looks of it. It's going to be really hard for them once people stop doing Eureka at all. I mean, it's hard for you for trying to get through Animos. I'm having a rough time getting started in Pagos. It's going to be nearly impossible once the expansion hit and no one does it no one really does it anymore.
I'm hoping they do like with what they did with Eureka. Challenge logs came out and they put, these weekly challenges for you, and they give a lot of XP. So, I mean, there's opportunities to level up and catch up quickly. I know I was level 5 when I went in there. I'm level 12 or 13 now, in 1 week. So it's nice to see that there is something in there to help people catch up. Because before there wasn't, and once you were behind, that's it. You might as well just stop queuing up for Eureka or Animus or Pagos, because you're already behind.
Yeah, it gets a little rougher when you're Pagos. I did challenge logs for 2 hours yesterday, and I did manage to gain a level. But then again, I only did one section of it, so I probably can gain the XP necessary to go from 31 32 is about double though, so it's going to take 2 of the challenge log, 2 whole sections of the challenge log where you have to fight certain elemental type. I'm going to have to do 2 of those, which I have left, so I'll be able to get the 30 or 22 probably tonight, because I'm going to do some probably after this, but yeah, we'll see what happens. It is a little bit slower once you hit Pagos, though, unfortunately.
I expected, at least, for it to slow down, but like we were talking about, there's story in Eureka, and, I know we did, maybe the entry quest for Eureka, and it's like, hey, go to this place. Oh, by the way, everything up there is going to kill you. And not just once. You're not even looking in that direction, and this thing's running across the field at you.
Yeah, I'm hurt. Sorry, Nick.
And I was definitely going to revisit in the future because I like the story. And I like what they were trying to do, what they are trying to do with Eureka. I appreciate it. If I had the time, like if I wasn't in school, if I was able to game as much as I have been in the past, then I would definitely be in it all day, every day.
Yeah, that's kind of a big thing. It's just like I mean, I don't have school, but I have work, and then there's like other games I want to play and stuff, and it's like I could spend 2 hours in Eureka fighting the same exact monster for 2 hours, or I could be doing something fun.
Yeah, my poor Steam library has all these unvisited games. It's like I want to play them, but I don't have time. Like
Yeah.
there's so many games, not enough time. I even have a Vive Pro that I got last month. Like now I have to set it up, but 4.5 came out, so 4.5 took over, took priority over my VR headset.
Yeah. I don't even talk about Yeah, don't even talk about Steam lists. It's like, you got too many Steam games, not when you haven't even downloaded the game once and you haven't played it. You have too many Steam games when you've got Steam games in your list that you have no idea where you got them from. That's when you have too many Steam games.
I'm in that boat where there's some games in there I'm like, where did I get this? But my problem is they're sales that go on throughout the year. I'll want one game, but hey, if I buy this bundle with these other games I've never heard of, I get to save like half the price. So I'm like, okay, I'll buy it. And I'm like, where did this game come from? I don't know.
Good old Humble Bundle. But yeah, that we got that. Look at what is it? Hydratos, I believe, is going to be the new one, and the public dungeon. That should be interesting.
Public dungeon?
Yeah, it's basically you have to get a certain item to be able to access it, and it basically it will be a lot of people that will be in this dungeon, but there is a limit of how many there is. It isn't going to be like the 144 that's allowed in the instance or whatever that number is. But you do need to get an item to be able to enter it. And in the trailer, they showed a couple interesting bosses. And like I said, trailer stuff is not spoilers. So you have a very Ozma-looking boss and a certain boss from Final Fantasy XI that caused some problems because it took over a day to fight it and didn't win.
Okay, now I remember the trailer. Absolute Virtue. You're talking about Absolute Virtue.
Yep.
God, that whole Absolute Virtue thing. They even put out a hint video and people couldn't fucking figure it out. And these were like both Japanese and American and European players. Like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? And I remember at a meeting there, the Final Fantasy XI devs admitted that Absolute Virtue is not meant to be defeated. It's only there to kill you once you defeated the Jailer of Love. But that'll be fun. That'll be fun to hit up Absolute Virtue again.
Yeah, be able to kill him now.
Possibly.
I guess he's easily killed now. Obviously, because whatever. But in 11, I mean.
Oh, gotcha. But you can kill him right away as opposed to Final Fantasy XI where you couldn't kill him. So hopefully they give him, do due diligence on him though. Make him I've heard that apparently they're aiming for like savage difficulty on him. So I'm hoping it's like kind of more hard savage difficulty given his history.
Is that supposed to be in like the next couple weeks or the next half of the patch?
Next half of the patch, next month, February. So still got time to catch up.
I'm doing your secret mission right now.
Cool. Yeah, like I said, it's not much to it, but like I said, if you like story and kind of like to follow up on things, then it's pretty cool. But let's see. Yeah, other than that, so Shadowbringers.
Yeah, I was very excited when I saw the trailer. Hell, that Warrior Light does things which we can't do yet. No, I mean, like Nick said, we were both at FanFest when this trailer went out, and it was, you really think how far they could have thought ahead, because we've seen something similar to this already through our main story quest. We've seen the other warriors of light from a different planet. And to see that, eventually something has to happen. Seeing the little gremlin looking thing, I can't remember its name.
I think it is just a gremlin.
Yeah, oh my goodness. Even just listening to it talk. The employee that did the voice for it, oh my goodness, that was just perfect. Yeah, look, Warrior Light's another husbando added to the list, especially at the end of the trailer.
I know there was a meme out there. He went from baby boy to sugar daddy.
Yeah, I saw that too. Well, it has been, I don't know what they go by timeline wise as far as how much real lifetime has passed in the game, but it's had to have been at least a few years.
Yeah, I think they did clarify about how much time goes through the game. I don't remember what it is, but it's been at least a few years, because you've seen, as he goes through the classes and stuff, you've seen him evolve, get up all these skills and whatnot. So, yeah, we'll see what the future holds for our future warrior. Can't even say Warrior of Light anymore.
You know what would be really interesting? They need, because you remember in Realm Reborn, you wake up in a carriage or wherever you see. I want them to delve into the past. Obviously, I have to have a dad, right? You have to have a mom. You have to have came from somewhere.
Basically, a backstory of you, the adventurer. That's a good idea. What could be how did you end up on carriage or wherever you were, or airship, because I think I was on an airship in one, or a ship or something. But also looks like maybe another dungeon or something coming out with a certain main story character and maybe another class.
As far as the second half of the MSQ goes?
Well, not in the Shadowbringers trailer.
You talking when they duct tape a pistol to a sword?
I like that.
There are things I want to say, but I can't because it might be a spoiler for MSQ, so, But it is a popular weapon throughout the Final Fantasy universe, Why not? Why not have a sword that can also shoot bullets? Or whatever you shoot with.
Stab you in the face and shoot you at the same time. Yeah, was it introduced in 8?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it was cool. Gunblades are fun. Not practical, but fun. It's fantasy.
Hey, I can stab you and shoot you at the same time.
In case I miss you from the 10-inch or 12-foot fucking blade.
It's probably more about 3 or 4 feet.
I kind of liked Lightning. As much as I hated 13, I kind of liked Lightning's gun blade a little bit more because it was a gun or a blade that would turn into a gun, which makes infinitely more sense.
Oh, you disrespected his favorite game?
No, 13 isn't my favorite game, but Lightning is my favorite character. She's my favorite Final Fantasy character. She's the first Final Fantasy female that is a badass. A lot of people say, oh no, what's her name from 6?
Terra, Celeste.
Celeste, yeah. she was like, "Oh no, she's the first. She was a general." I was like, "Yeah, but she attempted suicide when her boyfriend. She thought her boyfriend dies. You know what I mean?" Lightning and Claire, which is her real name, she punches a dude in the face for whining too much.
Now, well, I did appreciate her punching Snow repeatedly. That was fun because I hate Snow. But she doesn't try to kill herself if you don't suck. You can.
Is it?
You literally nurse Sid back to life, and then she doesn't try to kill herself. Don't you know this?
I played 6 a very long time ago. And actually, I played 6 after I played 7. 7 was my first Final Fantasy game. But I just remember 6 Celeste jumping off of a cliff.
Yeah,
Does that change?
Yeah, you can if you like, because if you go, you gotta go and get fish for Sid. Well, you don't have to, and you can just let him die. But if you go get fish for him and you only catch like the fastest moving fish and bring him back to him, you actually can nurse him back to health, and then she leaves. She doesn't try to kill herself.
I did not know that. I apologize to all the Final Fantasy 6 fanboys and girls out there that may be listening. That once again want to put my head on a spike.
You better.
Apparently, you just suck at Final Fantasy VI.
Well, again, 7 was my first. Still, Lightning's my favorite character.
But
I agree, Kefka's the best villain.
What was that?
I do agree that Kefka's the best villain.
Kefka is the best villain. He wanted to watch the world burn before watching the world burn was cool.
And he literally let the world burn.
Yeah, he out of any of the Final Fantasy villains, except maybe Ultimacia, because they let her do it, he was probably the most successful.
Or me. Yeah, so since I haven't played, I'm like, my first introduction to Kefka was Final Fantasy XIV. And he tricked me, and I got angry at first because I didn't understand. Because I didn't read the text message that popped up on my screen in the middle of the fight, which is at the very top of my screen.
Speaking of, there was a cosplayer at the FanFest. He was dressed as Kefka. I got a couple pictures with him. He was really, really good.
Nice.
Yeah, he even did like a little video near us too. So, I mean, he's really nice dude. Got really into the character. It was great. So, yeah. I even found that video on YouTube. I was like, oh, hey, look, it's the dude we talked.
Well, kind of end of the list here, aside from the very end. You two got anything, last words you want to get in before we get to the very end?
I do want to, I would like to do this podcast, the Circlecast, once a month going forward. And again, we're going to try to ramp up recruitment for the expansion. We're going to be raid focused for the expansion. I want to get back into how we were with Coil. Yeah, I'm about to finish I'm about to finish school, so I'll be able to focus more on the game and the FC. We just if everyone can just help recruit people, put feelers out there. I don't want to do no shouting. I still want to maintain a word of mouth, because that's how we have been getting people, and that's how we've gotten people in the past. So no shout recruitments. I want them all from word of mouth. I want to bring back weekly events. I definitely want to bring back Monday Mayhem, but we need the bodies to do so. And again, if you have your own ideas for the FC events-wise, please let us know via Twitter, Discord, Facebook, or in-game. And speaking of social media, you can follow 7 Circle on Twitter and Instagram at the 7CFC. We do have a YouTube channel. It's linked somewhere. So if you have videos you'd like to donate for us to put up on the YouTube channel, that would be awesome. I want it to be a community YouTube channel. And that's it. That's all I got. I just hope. Looking forward to playing everybody. Playing everybody. Looking forward to playing with everybody.
All right, Sassy.
I would like to say like as far as this patch goes, I enjoyed a lot of the cutscenes. I mean, we're winding down Stormblood with the Shadowbringers in the very near future. So there's a lot of story to take in. Like, take your time, enjoy it. The Return to Evilise. I was doing that yesterday. I apparently did not have it unlocked. I was only halfway through. I spent another 45 minutes trying to unlock Evilise. So, um, even main story, like, take your time to appreciate all the hard work that these devs and employees put into it, because it's a really great story so far. I did enjoy that we only have one dungeon added this patch instead of two, so I don't have to go find another quest. And and this dungeon was really well done. They've set the bar higher with this new dungeon. So enjoy, this main story dungeon. Enjoy seeing, certain characters and whatnot. Enjoy the new mechanics that you may have not seen before, because it's a lot of fun. I've helped a lot of people this first week going through. It's fun to watch people figure out these mechanics on boss fights. But yeah, I'm glad to be back with Seven Circle. I know we were separated for the longest time. It's nice to all be under one roof. I don't have to keep switching characters to decorate the house now. Everything's under my control.
Mwahaha.
Oh yeah. Expect mazes everywhere in secret rooms.
Awesome. Look forward to it. I just got a little interesting bit I just remembered that I'll mention is the mahjong itself. Mostly because I remembered some whining on the boards, the Final Fantasy boards about it. Oh, they're putting in another complex game that's going to stop being played 2 weeks. Actually, interesting little tidbit. It was actually developed by some group of devs that made it on their off hours, off the clock, because they just really wanted the game in the game.
I like those games, like brain farting again. Triple Triad, Jesus Christ! It's not like I don't know these things. My brain sucks. I like having these games. They're games you can just chill and relax. You know what I mean? Like you're walking around the realm and you see a NPC with a star above their head. Like, oh shit, I haven't played him yet. Or is the star meaning the opposite? I don't know. But anyways, if you see an NPC with a triple triad signal over their head, you can just stop and play. I like how we have games that we can just relax and play.
Yeah.
It's not related on what patch you are, what story, what your item level is. You just you do you.
Yeah. I just like the fact that there's some devs that just really wanted it in the game and just did it off the clock, just made it and then brought it to their superiors. It's like, hey, we have this fully functioning game that we can put in the gold saucer, can we? Sure.
Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, Mahjong's a very popular game around the world, so, I mean, something off hours. It's kind of like how, certain add-ons were made for, like, World of Warcraft and stuff to add little mini-games to it to just pass the time.
Yeah.
I suck at Triple Triad, so, yeah. I've never played Triple Triad until now, so a lot of the rules are lost on me. I just go with whatever's recommended for my deck, and I attempt to luck my way out of that.
Lisa isn't Quadramaster. That was in Final Fantasy IX, and it was also a card game with kind of similar thing. Had monster and NPCs for the cards, and Mahjong was less complex.
Although my favorite part about this patch, housing. Oh my goodness, all the buffs and additions to housing. I appreciate all those people out there who, took the time to make a lot of these, furniture, for the contest, and a lot of them are being used. Like, if you look back at their contest when they did it, you've seen all this stuff being used. They've introduced it as certain seasonal items, This most recent patch got a huge housing buff, so,
Fat cat couch.
Enjoy. Oh yeah, it's already in the FC house. First day.
I would be surprised if it wasn't. Anyway, I figure a fun way to kind of end these is a little, just top 3 list of different things. I thought maybe we can think of, top 3 trials.
Alright. I'll bite. Really enjoying Seiryu. That's like number 3. Number 2 would be Shiva. I love that fight. Number 1. My number 1, actually Trial Primal, whatever you want to call it, Sephiroth. That's my number 1. I really like Sephiroth. I like the fight. I like the story behind it. The fucking songs, man. Like, the music's amazing. So, yeah, that's my top 3.
And my top 3 is first 2 is Leviathan and Titan. Even though just because it was the first like real hard primal that everybody had. I remember going in there with the level 70 gear and trying to beat him. Even hard mode when they had the 3 tiers, normal, hard, and extreme, or savage, whatever. Oh my god! Even hard mode was hard. In the extreme was madness. I remember.
We heard you like landslides.
Yeah, I remember because it's just so fun. I remember me and Zero and Mint, and as an FC, we just tried so hard, and we can barely ever get past the hard phase, but it was still a lot of fun. That's why it's kind of a nostalgic thing. It's like one of my favorite. But my number 1 favorite is just like that. Sassy is Sephiroth. The music is just fun. The mechanics are fun. I blast the song in my car. We have the soundtrack, and we blast the song in our car all the time.
Titan hard mode can go suck a dick. I remember that's part of the relic, and I remember I nearly quit this game because of that. Trying to find people who do Titan hard mode, and it was hard trying to find people who don't suck at Titan.
Yeah, because in order to do the extreme, you had to be normal, and then you also had to beat the extreme to get the relic, right? Or was it just a normal?
You had to beat hard mode in order to get the relic, because you had to beat each of them on hard mode, and he was like that last, wall for my character. I mean, I do not look on Titan hard mode fondly. It's not like the fight's difficult, but trying to find other people who can dodge landslides, that was the difficult part.
Yeah, back then people were still playing in first person mode. It was like the first trial for everybody, not even just new to the game, new to MMOs, and new to Final Fantasy. It was still fresh. So Titan was the roadblock to a lot of people. I kind of wish they still stuck with the 3 tier though, the normal, hard, and extreme, instead of just going normal to extreme.
Yeah, it would be kind of nice. As far as I go, I would have to say number 3 would be Leviathan. I just like the mechanics and the sliding around. Second, I would have to put on, and I am going to be, let's see, second, because I already know my first, and I might as well just say it and just make it unanimous. My first is Sephiroth, because, yeah, the music and the mechanics are awesome. I also listen to the music in the car, date with chaos, and you're dressed to the nines. But second, I'd have to give that to, I guess I really liked, I have to give it to Ravana.
Really?
Yeah, I really liked Ravana. That is because it's like I almost want to push Leviathan back though, because I did just think of one that also could be second. So yeah, you know what? Screw Leviathan. He's gone out. But no, actually, tied for second. I think Tsukiyomi.
See, I have not done Tsukiyomi EX, but the Tsukiyomi story mode, the regular hard mode, whatever you want to call it, I enjoyed it. So Tsukiyomi is one of those. I can only imagine what extreme looks like. I'll eventually get to it since dogs have been increased this patch. So now's the time to go farm dogs.
Yeah, she has the best. She has the best looking dog in my opinion, and it's pretty fun. It's the one extreme I've done in 4.0. It was fun enough, and the arena, especially actually after the transition, is just gorgeous. And the music's good too. And yeah, just get used to trying to figure out to avoid whether it's going to be a donut AoE or a close AoE while simultaneously figuring out if you need to dodge left or right.
Oh, that's some good advice. I know another Primal has cool face transition, Thornton. I liked it. Felt really awesome being out there.
I couldn't get into Thornton. I thought it was cool that we got the Knights of the Rounds from Final Fantasy VII in here, but it was just too much for me. I remember going to Thornton and be like, oh, there's a Dragon Eye, there's this, there's that, and I'm like, you know what, fuck this shit. Like, it's just too much. I'm good. Yeah. Like, there's a limit. Like, I like the Sephiroth because it was difficult, but it wasn't a million things thrown at you at once. You know what I mean?
Understandable. I tried Thornton X once, and then it's like, nope, not doing it. I kind of want to go back and do it, though, because it's one of the few good-looking... you need to do it to get one of the few good-looking rapiers for red mages in the game. There are not very good... there aren't many good-looking red mage weapons in the game.
A little bit off topic, but there was one more FC event thing I wanted to bring up. I'm trying to think of a new logo for the 7th Circle to share on all of social media, because right now we have the world with the 7C in it. Just to kind of change things up, I want to come up with a new logo. I've been trying to come up with one myself, but pretty soon I'll probably put out an event to a competition to think of a new logo, basically. And obviously I'm thinking of putting up real world rewards, like a plushie. We have an extra statue, or maybe a game time card or something. I don't know. But I do want to put out a competition for a new logo for 7C. So look forward to that.
Well, anything else before you bring this to a close?
I got nothing.
Man, Fat Cat's awesome. I want that Fat Cat mount. I'm looking forward to probably that Mog Station purchase.
Probably the way things are going. Couldn't possibly have I wish they had some sort of system where you got like some currency for achievements that you've received, and you can use that currency to buy super special items. You know, it'd be cool if we had something like that in place for cool mounts.
You would think.
But yeah, if that is it, then I appreciate you two wanting to resurrect this again. I enjoy doing it, and I will see you folks later.
Thank you for offering to put this up. Again, I want to do this at least once a month, just to like a state of the FC, state of the realm, talk about shoot the shit, you know.
Sounds like a plan.
It was my first time doing anything like this, so yeah, it was a lot of fun. You know, I look forward to probably doing this again, talking about either things in the FC, things in the game. You know, it's a lot of fun doing this.
Yep, and I wouldn't mind having at least a couple more people in here. You know, can rotate people in every month or however many times we do it. But yeah, it's a lot of fun.
We'll look for volunteers.
Sounds good. All right, well, I believe we will go ahead and draw this Circlecast to a close. Again, thank you two for bringing it back, and everybody listening, thanks for watching.
Bye.
See ya.